I genuinely, genuinely. You could call me unk. You could call me weird, different, old, whatever. I don't know any of the insults for that, but I genuinely find old school celebrities more interesting than anybody out here now. I literally genuinely find 1980s celebrities, I'm talking actors, musicians, groups, singers, rappers, 70s, 90s, the whole basically vintage. Vintage means from 1920, 1930 down to the 2000s. Basically the whole 20th century. I genuinely find 1980s celebrities, TV actresses, models, musicians, groups, bands, whatever you want to call them, I find them more interesting than celebrities now. They just have a different aura. They just have a different swag. They just have a different uniqueness. And of course they fit with those eras, that time, that aesthetic. But they are way more interesting than now. Now everything is just here to be annoying, or here to be an industry plant, or here to just be in the way, or just here to influence your consciousness. I already talked about how celebrities now are just weird. You know how many fan bases out here now that genuinely annoy me? Yeah, and I'm not going to talk about that because that's going to bore me. I don't want to talk about that. And I don't want it to seem like I'm gunning people because somehow a lot of these celebrities have fans. I don't know. But I'm just going to leave that in a general aspect. I don't even know how I got here. Well, I actually do know how I got here. I grew up on a lot of old stuff. I grew up on a lot of vintage stuff. I grew up on 80s. I grew up on 90s. I grew up on a lot of different music. I grew up on older music. I grew up on my culture, Jamaican, obviously. I grew up on a lot of stuff that's just kind of makes me feel like I'm older than what I really am. Plus, I feel like I just mature fast. My teachers even said I had an old soul. And that was when I was in school. And I didn't even show them. I don't even know how the hell my teachers said I had an old soul. I don't even know how. Because I never even showed them this side of me. They just said that, I don't know. Maybe it was because it was my maturity. That's what it is, my maturity. I was just humble and quiet. I don't know. I was just quiet. But yeah, when my mom used to come for the parent teacher conference, they used to say, "Oh, he has he has an old soul." I'm like, okay. I got here, and I've been permanently mentally permanently here. I got here in the past recent years. It went from IG models to runway models to singers to this whole vintage aesthetic. I filled up my whole social media with this. My whole YouTube is covered with literally old stuff, bro. I just went on YouTube 5 minutes ago. It was literally all 90s movies that just popped up on my on my recommended page. 90s movies, 80s movies. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I might have just binge watch that when after this video. It's literally just been old stuff. Back to and it's not even on purpose. I open up my YouTube and it's literally old movies, 90s, 80s, 70s. Stuff that I grew up on and stuff that I'd never seen before. Stuff that I recently found in recent years. I mentally got here from, how I said earlier, IG models to runway models to singers and musicians to vintage. The whole 20th century. Into, finding new music, finding new stuff. I just like finding stuff. There's so much in the past that you could find that just hits. But I feel like I'm here permanently. I don't really know. This is my permanent mindset, I think. I genuinely feel like I'm just here. I don't know. I feel like this is permanent because I haven't been in any other mindset, mind frame, thought, conscious since this. It's just really been this, and it's just been different angles of it. Sometimes I get bored of it because there's only so much that I could look at. Plus, it's the past. Plus, it's only on the phone, and I'm not really in it. But I feel like I just mentally been in here. I just don't there's so many fan bases, so many celebrities, groups to hear now. I just don't like things. I just don't mess with. I find other stuff interesting. I really genuinely there's so many actors. There's actors that you probably wouldn't have expected me to know about. I'm over here telling people, oh yeah, I remember them. They did this happened to them. They did this when they were in high school, stuff. And they're like, oh shit. Know their full name. know who they were married to, when they got married. I'm like, I know a lot about a lot of celebrities from the past. Stuff that your parents know about, depending on your age group. You know, however old the viewer is. So many. TV stars, musicians, actors, singers. It's like, you know who that is? You know this movie? What happened in this movie? You think you could thrive in the 1980s? If you weren't alive for it, obviously. So I'm talking to like the younger kids. You think you could thrive in a time that don't got phones? Because I feel like I could thrive in 1991. I feel like I could thrive in 1980s. The women, the music, the movies, the entertainment. You just got to get used to like doing things more manually. Like, you just got to just be more connected with like nature and more connected with things, not technology. Just not technology. Basically like TVs, video games. There's a lot of things like arcade. They had arcades. Do you think you could thrive in that? I think I could thrive in it. I think I could thrive. Just imagine a society with no racism. Because right here is boring. Like being like the 2020s is just the phone. Like 2025 is literally like your phone. Everything here is just your phone. So what about if we had a world where it was no phones or less phones and no racism? You think you would thrive in that society? Okay, a society with no phones. 1970s, 1980s, 1950s, 1960s. No racism. You could thrive. I think I could thrive. You think you could thrive? Beautiful, beautiful, authentic, clean women. Music. A peaceful life. Remember, I said no racism. So we'll be all right. We will be all right. Me, my people, we will be good. Okay. What about a society with less phones? But this is more so like the 2000s. This is more so like the 2000s. It was balanced in the 2000s. Phones was balanced in the 2000s. Even the early 2010s. Even in the 2010s period, phones, technology, and a good life was mixed and balanced perfectly together, actually. It was balanced beautifully. It just wasn't... Like now, everything is just... It's something we don't know about. The energy is just off. The energy is just off, though. Especially as a man, you gotta do yard work. I mean, you always gotta do yard work. Remember, kids back then used to have like newspaper jobs. They used to like throw newspaper to the neighbors and get paid for that. Things are more manual. Like, things aren't more like easy or accessible like a phone or a technology is. Certain technology, like medical, is even different at times. There's a lot of things that's just... You gotta just do more things manually, like yourself, your hands. You gotta use your hands. And you just can't be lazy. That's what I mean. Like, you know, like I wonder how young adults will feel, and teens and kids will feel like in that, like people from now in that, because it should work. Like it should work. I think. For me, I had dreams. I had dreams that I was in like the 80s. I had dreams in 2000s. I had dreams in the 90s. I had dreams in the 50s. I had dreams in the 40s. One time, I had a dream that I was a superhero in the 1940s. But it wasn't just the 1940s. I was a superhero through 1940s, 50s. I had different dreams through different decades. 1940s, 50s, 70s. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I could thrive. There's like a lot of things that I'm just sick of now that I just want to try something new. Like, I'm tired of video games, to be honest. I don't even play video games optionally. I'm kind of forcing myself to play certain video games for the YouTube. Like, I don't know. I get bored of a lot of things quick now. Now I'm like, just certain things just don't hit. I want to try something new. So my mind is like, you know what? Time travel. This is what my mindset has been for the past couple of months, years. Like the damn whole decade since COVID. Like, getting fed up with the reality world. I'm in an imagination world, you know? So, like how I said, I'm in like 3 different worlds, man. I really am in 3 different worlds. Just physically here in this one too. It's so much to analyze too. It's so much to research, because you could go from watching movies to TV shows to concerts. The musicians from the 80s and the 90s, the bands, the rock and roll artists, the metal, the hip hop. You got so much. You got pop artists, you got singers. I told you, musicians, R&B, right? You got New Jack Era. You got so many. You got so much different variety of content to look at. So you could go from movies to TV shows to concerts. Then you could just re-loop it back. Shows, award shows. You got so much stuff to look at between those like 3 decades, 70s, 80s, and 90s, that literally the people and everything, the women, the people, the actors, everybody, just is just better than now. Now is just like cringe. It's just cringe. That's the best word to use. Cringe. Man, that should be trash as hell. That should be trash.